Hey guys, Justice Curry with you. I have a sit down interview talking about a project that I'm super excited to share with all you because you guys can get involved as well. Um, so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to a fantastic human being. He is a filmmaker, a toy collector, an enthusiast. I could go on for a long time, but without further ado, let me bring on to screen Mr. Rob McCullum. Ah!
You're gonna quickly get hired as my PR publicist, specialty
That,
introduction kind of guy.
that's what I was shooting for. Um, One of the things that I talked about with you a couple months ago, almost a year ago, was your latest project, which was or your last project, Action Figure Adventure, and it was season 2, and I got to be part of that, and it was really fantastic.
Yeah, man.
I
And I didn't even have to meet you for it. You were just part of it. I was just like, so I don't have to spend time in the same space. We don't have to share the same air, and you'll be in my series and promote it.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a checklist of wins across the board. Because now that I have met Justice in person for the project that we're going to discuss today, I didn't realize how lucky I had it on Action Figure Adventure Season 2.
Yes,
he literally is a handful in life.
He sent me like the mic equipment. And he's like, record your own stuff. I don't want to be near you.
Yeah, well.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
You seem capable of turning a switch on and plugging this in and talking about things. You go ahead and do it.
That's about the max amount of things. Oh, also, imitation is the highest form of flattery. So,
are you putting a suit
jacket
on? Inside out? Yeah.
My suit jacket as well. A little more flashy than yours, but that's kind of your signature look.
You know what? I can go get my flashy suit jacket. The next time we do this, I will have a flashier suit jacket than you. Because I, sir, have a tickle trunk, and in my tickle trunk are a great many costume pieces.
That for those of you that don't know what a tickle, that aren't from Canada or an adjacent state in the US to Canada, tickle trunk might seem like a, whoa, what are you into, Rob? It's actually from a fantastic childhood show called Mr. Dress Up. He was the Canadian version of like Mr. Rogers that most of you know. And I grew up with Mr. Dress Up, and you had a fantastic documentary come out recently and is winning all these accolades. And I'm like, wow, I'm so proud of you, man.
And yet I still have time for you and your show.
Well, I bribed you, and I'm
pretty sure I bribed you, buddy, because you know what? Just because the one film is doing well doesn't mean that you turn your back on your passions of toys and video games and all the cool things you love, everything that makes up Planet Cool Stuff, as I've been calling it for years, and finally cobbled it together as a show.
Yes. So without further ado, how about I play the trailer of Planet Cool Stuff, and then we dive into how people can get involved, how people can watch it, etc.
Sure. Sounds good. Trigger warning for people that have sensitivity to flashing lights.
Oh, yes, yes.
Good morning. If this is you waking up, get ready. Strap yourself in, partner.
Oh, look at this.
Sexy
I noticed. How do I do this? Oh, that darn thing. All right.
What is Planet Cool Stuff? It's your ultimate destination for insightful exploration from the realm of pop culture. Delve into the world of movies, video games, toys, cartoons, and visit with one-of-a-kind creators, discover incredible places, and see historical artifacts. Whether it's a toy room tour or exploring the best of pop culture cinema, Planet Cool Stuff has got you covered. Planet Cool Stuff, documenting the coolest stuff on the planet.
I'll put a link down below. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Kickstarter that you have. Ooh, look at that handsome devil.
Yeah.
To it as well. Here's your Kickstarter. But before we talk about the Kickstarter, we just watched the promo trailer for it. Can you kind of dive in? What is this project all about? I mean, I'm sure it's a passion, and it kind of self-explanatory. Planet Cool Stuff. So it's all things that pop culture you think is cool, we think is cool, and a deep dive into it. So kind of
Yeah, I mean, you've done most of the heavy lifting right there. Planet Cool Stuff basically explores all your favorite pop culture realms, whether it's toys, video games, movies, TV, music, cartoons. Every episode is jam-packed with a bunch of different segments that looks at one of those realms of pop culture for a nice, tasty half-hour treat. And
Nice.
most episodes have 4 segments. Some have double episodes, like double segments, depending on the topic. But every time an episode kind of airs, you're going to kind of get a little bit of taste of everything, which is cool because, you know, there's so much niche broadcasting, what they call narrow casting now, right? Like YouTube has been famous for this. If you're going to create a channel on YouTube, cater to your niche, your audience. Don't deviate or you'll mess up the algorithm.
Right.
You know, my brain doesn't work like that. In making documentaries and TV shows and having to focus on one thing for 3 to 5 years is absolutely sorcery on my brain and maddening.
Yep.
So I thought, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And it started to show the cracks when Jay and I were doing our podcast. Like, we'd want to talk about video games and not just toys. And we'd want to talk about movies and not have to relate it back and how it's filtering through. So let's just take one step back and broaden the appeal of it and just say Planet Cool Stuff. Because chances are, if you like toys, you probably like games and movies on some level and vice versa. And if you like that stuff, you probably like cartoons. And much like my films that you've seen and been a part of, Justice Curry, we get to sit down and interview creators. We get to hear some history. We get to see an overview, get to kind of reveal some secrets that you might not know, and just kind of, you know, not super deep dives, but nice 6 to 9 minute chunks of like, oh, hey, so this is why Dick Tracy was a hit at the time, but isn't remembered so fondly. Why is that? And what's going on there? Or what is the evolution of McDonald's and how has it changed? And why is it such a pop cultural phenomenon? And what made Batmania work? And did it end or is it still going? And why? So these kind of big questions on all these different pop culture topics that we generally talk about, but now they're in a jam-packed, tasty little episode in a series we call Planet Cool Stuff.
Nice. Jeez, you are a fantastic talker, by the way. I when I was watching episode 1 and 2 2 nights ago, I think I sent you a message.
You
and
did.
I said, you are just so articulate, and you are. I just want that skill set because I talk like a freaking donkey's butt here constantly.
But that's why I love you.
Side tangents. I don't know where I'm going to go to. I don't keep notes.
That's exciting.
Yes.
And you realize for the shows, like, I have a script, right? You're like, you speak so articulate. Well, Justice, I have a script. All I have to do is memorize it. And there's only like 3 to 5 lines, so it isn't that hard.
Yeah, right. I do. Most successful YouTubers, like, they meticulously edit their videos. They might do multiple takes. But if anybody, and I'm sure people watching this have watched a handful of my YouTube videos, they're like an hour long, one take, no cutting. I rarely take out any parts that I
Yeah, but I
on.
love that. I like that because it's authentic, it's genuine. And the stuff that you like to film, when it's too edited and too controlled, then it doesn't feel real. And you start to question the authenticity of the stuff that you're watching. And
Yeah.
part of the magic with you, as you'll discover, and everybody watching, when they watch Planet Cool Stuff, and we go toy hunting with you, are those reactions, those moments that, you know, you can't avoid. And even it's the small things. Sometimes it's the comments between the toys that you see. Sometimes it's just the banter with the people. That's the sauce, man. Like
Yep.
you say, you know, the toys are great. That's kind of what introduces us. But it's the people that, you know, make us stick together, right? And your style of doing videos, I think, is really great for what you do. If you were to change it, I don't think it would be as effective.
I appreciate that. And I equate it to like a tightrope walk, you know, 100 feet up in the air. It's kind of just like that. I don't have the safety harness that I go, you know what, I'm not going to edit it. And I'm glad because I think I'm on episode 6, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Episode 6.
I haven't watched yet because it's
not out yet.
I know. So this is kind of the two-edged sword because I could be helping promote this whole thing and you could have edited it in a way because you followed me around for like an hour and I'm sure it's only a smidgen of that. You could make me look like a total heel.
Listen, the thing is, I don't make anybody look like anything. People act the way that they act, and I may choose or choose not to include it in the segment.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're worried about how you look, you should be more worried about how you act when cameras are rolling.
Yes. And I remember a few months ago, you sent me a smidgen of part of the video. You must have been editing it. And because I say stupid things constantly and I don't even remember. Like I go, I don't even remember. That seems like a total different person talking right now. and I was talking something like, I should be in a wheelchair when I negotiate, and then I could get the best deals. And I'm like, I'm joking. But if someone just took that little part, didn't know my sense of humor, and put it out of context, they'd be like, who is this freaking crazy
That's
person?
why I cut it out and sent you just the clip so that you could... No, it's in the episode. But
it's in the episode?
That's why I cut it out and just gave you the little segment so that you could see out of context how bad this is. And that was the lightest of all things that you said. I can't believe what goes around in your mind.
Oh my gosh.
And the following that you have. I'm surprised you're not elected governor of like Florida or Texas. You've just got this mindset that like...
Don't say yet. I might be.
Yet.
Okay. My political aspirations are still in the...
You love talking politics too, so...
I do. And it's funny, anytime I talk religion or politics, oh my gosh, I turn my comments into a dumpster fire. I watch people just unsubscribing, and I go, you know what? But that's part of my authenticity. I don't care. I don't want to fit into a box to try to
are who you are. Don't pretend you're someone different.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what, brother? I love you for who you are, and I know we have vastly different opinions on a number of things, but I respect you enough to let you have your opinion without me having to tell you you're right or wrong, or me having to say that I'm right.
Right.
Because most of the time I'm wrong, and I'm just so familiar with it. I'd rather just be friends, to be honest.
That's what I love
being
about
friends are better than being right.
Oh my gosh. Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's the problem. And just real quick, loving one another regardless of the different opinions, because I'm wrong too. Just like you said, I'm wrong on a number of situations, and someone can have the total opposite opinions on almost any single thing, and I'll still love them. But the toys, this fun part, the toys are the glue to these friendships. And I don't want to mix in all these, hurtful things that our world's going through to, divide us. So these are the fun parts.
Can I ask you a question about the series? Because you've seen episodes 1 and 2 now.
Absolutely.
So you're obviously a big toy guy, right? And I see a Nintendo kiosk behind you as well. So obviously you have an affinity and a connection to some video games as well. You grew up gaming, probably still game a little bit here and there, maybe more mobile stuff on your phone. You obviously watch movies from time to time and TV shows. How do you feel that the series kind of like bounces you around a bit? Is it cool to get a little bit of, a little bit of sugar over here, a little bit of salt over there, and a little bit of a nightcap?
Absolutely. And that's what I really like about this is I'm learning things. Like one of your episodes talks about Mario and all the renditions of Mario throughout the ages, and how many different consoles and cartridges he was on through the various systems, and how many copies and money. I mean, it was really interesting. And that's what I love, learning new things. It's not just showing, one toy and talking about, something that I don't care about. You talked about a variety of things. And even with your Dick Tracy episode, it was truly fascinating because it made me go, yeah, why isn't Dick Tracy more in the pop culture directory, and why aren't we talking about him more? And you kind of pose some interesting hypothesis. And I really, because my brain, like you've mentioned before, is like a squirrel on crack. I'm just boo, 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 and you can tell by my collecting habits. So when you scratch that ADHD itch by jumping from thing to thing, I just love being that sponge and gathering up, learning new things. It made me want to pop in the original, like Mario 2, and play it. Cool. It just kind of motivated me going, you know what, I haven't played that in a few years.
I was curious how that was going to land with you, because I can see you as a guy that needs to ping pong back and forth. Yeah. But I can also see you as a guy that when you finally actually sit down, that you just need to like completely obsess over the one thing. So I wasn't sure if it's like, okay, the second we get out of toys, you're like, okay, I'm good. I need to do something else because I got my fix. So that's cool that it still grabbed you.
Yeah. Every single thing kind of goes on. And I've noticed with even toy show, other documentaries and whatnot, or collectors featured in shows, and maybe they talk about My Little Pony, something I have no interest in, but we share a common language. So when a collector's talking about their collection and their pre-production run and how there's only 5 of these made in Australia or whatever it is, a lot of those things coincide with my collecting habits, and I can see that passion behind what they're talking about. So it's fascinating.
It's all the same language, right? It really is.
Precisely.
And I mean, even when, like even making like Power of Grayskull, there's such a collector mentality to making documentaries or, Mr. Dress Up. It's like, what is the story behind this thing so that you can understand the value that is now as a result of the thing happening? What's the story behind the story?
Correct.
And like, that's the addictive thing, right? Because that's how these rare toys come out. People get excited that, Wonder Bread He-Man or Savage He-Man is the thing. Well, what's the story behind that to lead it up to give it that prominence? Or, there's tons of like G.I. Joe examples. Like we maybe find some very, very cool G.I. Joe stuff in your hunting segment. We're not going to spoil it, but hearing the story behind them like really brings the viewer in, and it's the story that ends up having more value than maybe the figure itself. Precisely. As told by the people.
Yes. Well, let's dive in, and then we can chit chat more.
Sure.
To the actual Kickstarter that you have going on, and I'll share the screen so we can look at it here. Side note: I was trying to be funny before we started this broadcast, and I was going to find a picture when we met in person at PowerCon and put like a heart around it. Be like, "Oops, that wasn't supposed to be up here." I couldn't find a single picture of me and you. I don't know if we took a picture together.
I don't think we took a picture together.
What the heck?
I just pretend. I just happy knowing that it didn't happen and that somebody else maybe filmed you and it wasn't me. We didn't actually do it. Yeah. You could just like take a picture of our heads from this live stream, cut it out, and paste it over Lloyd and Harry from Dumb and Dumber and the
If
heart.
If I had more time, I would have done something very, very similar to that.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I'll put a link down below in whatever social media that I'm sharing this to the Kickstarter. So I'll let you talk while I'm kind of going.
Sure, absolutely. So here it is. It's on Kickstarter, guys. If you search Planet Cool Stuff, it should come right up. It might autocorrect and try to space between the words, but it should come up anyways. We only have a goal of $3,000 US. It isn't a big campaign. We're just trying to get a DVD run and a Blu-ray run because right now it's only streaming in Canada on a very specialty and niche channel. It's part of a premium channel and then within one of their several other channels. So it's kind of within like a box within a box within a box, like a Russian doll puzzle. And it will get out there eventually, but it's going to be 6, 8, 10 months before it gets to other platforms around the world. And so for this season to be so contained, especially when so many of our participants are American and elsewhere around the world, it just felt like there had to be a better way and a quicker way to get people access. And in the past, I've done video on demand pages through Vimeo. You can basically get digital seasons. And I thought, until this gets out, which could be like up to a year later, why not get this cemented on DVD and Blu-ray? Because if it's only streaming, it will literally disappear one day and no one will have access to it except for me and my hard drives, which could fail, let's be honest, and then it'll be gone forever. Mm-hmm. But if we can have a record of it on DVD and Blu-ray, then that's a great thing. And, we're all collectors. We like to collect it. We like to be a part of it. So one of the cool features, I think, is sure, you could just get a DVD set. You can also have your name in the credits, right? Like that's really, really fun. You could also become an associate producer on the series down the road. So
it looks like the first, and we can go over the pledge supports if you want to.
Sure. Absolutely. So the first thing, it always just defaults to, if you want to make a $1 pledge with no reward just to believe it, you could do that. The next level is a 2-disc limited edition DVD set, which basically is, because there's 13 episodes, it won't all fit onto a disc, and having it look nice, you want it separate so you don't max out that disc. So 2 discs. And you get a copy of the series digitally as soon as the campaign finishes and everything is funded. And that's only $20.
Right.
Shipping, of course, is out of my hands. If you're in the US, it's only an extra $5 or $6, I think, to get it to you. Canada and the rest of the world, postal rates are what they are, beyond my control. But $20 for 13 episodes, a little over $1 an episode to have a physical media version. Good deal. I wish I could get my favorite pop culture series for $20 a pop for 13 episodes, right? Then we jump down. This is where you get the name and the credits, and on a 2-disc Blu-ray, this is $50. But most times when I see campaigns offer their name and the credits, that starts at like $100.
Oh yeah.
So why not just cut it in half, get you the the Blu-ray high definition version of it, and then you're off to the races. And again, digital access to the whole series once you're done. So if you don't even want to open it, you'll still get a digital access to all the episodes, and you'll still get to see your name in there. You can put it on your shelf.
Nice.
Moving down, this is where we talk about the associate producer credit. So instead of just being thanked as part of one of the many backers of the campaign, you actually get to be listed as an associate producer for your contribution here. Your financial support basically brings you up a notch and singles you out in ways that nobody else gets supported. I don't think there are any associate producers on this series at all, so it would be just your names, and there are a limited number of these available. There's only 25. You can already see right now there are, as we're recording right now, there are 6 or 7 gone right now. So 18 left. If you want to be part of that mission, you want to be an associate producer on it, this is your chance.
I like it.
Next up is a super fun reward. Okay, this is appear in your own parody poster. As you can see, our artwork, Justice, if you scroll down the middle part there on your screen, you can see this is a parody of Pulp Fiction. Instead of Uma Thurman, you get me. Maybe not as sexy, but that hamburger, I tell you.
Yeah, it looks
does
delicious.
Hamburgers and light zappers,
Yum, yum.
comic books. Have you ever had like a favorite movie poster that you'd love to see a cartoon version of you in? Well, this rewards for you. You can basically get your own kind of movie art done, plus be an associate producer, plus get the Blu-ray, plus get the digital series, and you get to kind of be part of it. What better way to celebrate pop culture than kind of spreading that parody love that we have?
So that is my like stickers. This is tape that I put on packages. And Jeremy DeWitt, fantastic artist. My wife commissioned him like 4 years ago, and as a gift, gave me this giant roll of tape.
I love it. So Jeremy does the art for me too. So there's a nice symmetry there. Jeremy's a fantastic illustrator, and he's been doing our Jay and Rob stuff, action figure adventure. And of course, it only made sense that this came over because he got such a strong sense of color and style that had to go with him on this one. After the poster is kind of the big one, and I'm curious who's going to jump in this one, because this is actually a really great deal. This is a chance for you to be a sponsor of the series. Now, what that entails is having your company or channel or brand logo at the beginning of every single episode of Planet Cool Stuff. In the past, we've charged twice as much for this, and we've only had 10 episodes. So you're getting a discounted rate, and you're getting more episodes, and it's going to be seen probably by millions of people out there. I kid you not when I say every month, hundreds of thousands of minutes are streamed of individual series and content that I create, and it's streamed all around the world. But I also know that our audience is about 70% in the US. So if you're an American company, this is a great chance, especially if you're in the pop culture space, like you're a toy store, especially ones that could ship anywhere in the US. You want to get that out there, or you're a game store. This is a great opportunity to have your game store, your toy store, your business kind of smack dab with all the other stuff on Planet Cool Stuff right up front. It's the first thing everybody sees. Boom, right there. We've done it for Action Figure Adventure. We've done it for the Jay and Rob Show. Big Bad Toy Store has been a sponsor in the past. They've been cool partners with it. We've had Heroes Comics in the past. We've had Retro Rags and Mock Masters as sponsors in the past. Will you be part of that club? And you get first dibs if we're lucky enough to have a season 2. We'll come to you first, say, hey, do you want one of our sponsor slots, or can we move it on to somebody else? It'll be your choice.
Nice. I love it, man. Very, very cool. So the Kickstarter ends, if someone's watching this, it's late November 2023. And how many we got? 21 days to go right now.
Yeah, December 12th, I believe at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it ends. It's a Tuesday. So it's a short campaign, because a lot of campaigns go 30 days. But usually they say the less days under 30, the more successful they are, because you're not promoting it. People aren't getting bored and stale of seeing the same kind of messages. And the nice thing is there's no risk with this. The show is done. This is just to get it on DVD and Blu-ray. It is streaming in that, like I said, that niche channel in Canada that is a specialty channel that is very pop culture driven, that has supported Action Figure Adventure and a lot of other endeavors, including Nintendo Quest and the upcoming N64 Quest that'll drop next year. 13 episodes of that fun. But we got to get this out there, and we got to get it quicker. And so instead of just waiting for the machine to work, I'm coming to everybody to let you get first dibs access.
Nice.
You guys have been huge supporters, so why not bring you the opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's a great deal, and I highly encourage anybody to go and you could just search. How I found it was I typed in Planet Cool Stuff space Kickstarter, and it popped right up. But again, I really, really encourage you guys to go down to the link or type it in. Be a backer. This is a fantastic opportunity. And even I love the idea of having your name in the end credits for $50 to have it kind of galvanized, because some people don't have the opportunity of getting involved in the social media space, and can't be doing the stuff that we do all the time. But even just to have your name, it feels good. It feels good. And many of the memories that I have with you, with like, there's a story behind it. With season 1 of Action Figure Adventure, when I was kind of doing the commentary at the end of the auction, and I bid on a Ghostbuster Ecto 1 car in the box. Like, that is up in my collection. It has the story behind it, and I'll never get rid of it. So people can have their own stories and own thing. Like, hey, I helped back this fantastic project, and I got my name in a really cool DVD set, and kind of show it around. So I love what you're doing, man. I love your style. Yeah, you're a good friend.
There are some interesting add-ons as well. So when you choose a reward, you'll have an opportunity to get some add-ons. We're doing like 5x7s of our poster art that I can sign for you, because nice. Again, some people don't want to open their Blu-ray, and if they want me to sign it, then it has to get open. But my favorite, as cool as Jeremy's art is, you know, that's a pricey reward, and we appreciate everybody that wants to do that, but it's well worth it. I have included the Antithesis as one of the add-ons, and that's a really bad sketch from me. Nice. So when you back it, if you choose the really bad sketch option, you won't see it on the rewards. You have to select a reward first, and then this option becomes available to you. All right. Yeah. You get to pick whatever pop culture character you want. Okay, I might need a reference link for who this person is, because as vast as the information is, there's a lot of gaps in my pop culture knowledge, because that universe is just so vast. Right. I will do a very bad sketch for you. Now, it's not a very bad sketch on purpose. It's just kind of how my sketches turn out. I might even do it on a live stream, you know, and create like kind of like talk to you about everything else while I'm doing it, and kind of reveal it at the end. So, okay, you wanted Master Splinter. Well, here he is. And I'm not, again, intentionally going to do anything bad, but you will have an original hand-drawn pop culture character sketch from me for you.
And that could be worth millions someday when you become Spielberg level.
Not likely.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. But you know what? It's fun. It's a really fun way to get involved, and it'll be a unique, one-of-a-kind item, that I promise you.
While you were talking, I had to look up the word antithesis, because I don't. I have no idea how to spell it.
I see that. It's spell it as antithesis.
Antithesis. So that's not the correct spelling of it.
No.
All right, tell me how to spell it so we can all be educated.
Antith.
There it is.
There it is.
A person or thing that is the direct opposite of someone or something else. Love is the antithesis of selfishness. I can't even say it right. Let alone spell it.
So the really bad sketch is the antithesis of Jeremy's poster art.
Ah, yes. You are so smart. Look at this. I learned so much. And I get
you want me to give you another one? Here's Film Theory 101, okay? It's the basis of montage. When you see one object or you see one shot, then you see another a shot, and then you put it together in your mind for that third shot. So you see a guy standing beside a car, and then you see the next shot you see is him in the car.
Yes.
And that basically, in your mind, you don't see him actually get in the car, but your mind has filled in the gap. And you know what we call that?
No.
Thesis plus antithesis equals synthesis. There we go. That's the educational lesson today on Sesame.
Wow, that is fantastic.
See what happens when you put the smart guy jacket on?
Yes. I'm learning has occurred. I'm also quite happy that you kind of got me out of that nosedive I started going on 10 minutes ago. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about religion. Let's talk about what divides us. And you're like, and let's pivot back to
here,
like,
friend, here to help.
Because I know I'd stick my foot in my mouth, and then I would have to maybe edit it out for the first time. And so you're good stuff.
I'm trying my best.
It's like you did this before.
Once or twice.
Well, it's been a pleasure as always talking with you. And what's next on the horizon? I know this is a weird question because you're focused on this, but you are someone that has multiple pots on the fire and are juggling nonstop with projects, with ideas, with your collection, with your personality, with your projects. What's going on this year project with you, or this next year with you?
What's going on ahead? What's the outlook for 2024, Rob McCallum?
Yes.
What does that year look like for you?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're still promoting Mr. Dress Up, the Magic and Make Believe. It's doing very well, and we have theatrical screenings that we're still doing at specialty markets, which is nice.
Yep.
Of course, Planet Cool Stuff is rolling out right now, and we will do our best to push that beyond to the world on streaming platforms. But again, 8 to 10 months for that to happen. So Kickstarter's your chance. N64 Quest debuts next fall. So there's 13 episodes that we're in production on. And of course, Faking Filmation. Hopefully, this is the year that it finally comes out. We've been waiting for interview schedules to line up. We have finally booked our last couple of big interviews. Erica Scheimer is booked now. We can't do the doc without Erica. Mm-hmm. And we're still waiting on some story points with James to fall into place. We have some endings, but it just feels like if we just wait a minute, there might be another one. There's been like 3 endings. They're like, okay, hey, we got it. And then it's like, oh no, there's this other thing that just is about to happen. It's like, okay, now that's the ending.
Yep.
And then that's the ending. So it's always the danger of a documentary where you don't have a beginning, middle, and end already set out because of historical basis.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like ongoing and evolving, there's that open-ended question like, well, what's he gonna do, or what happens next?
Right.
And it's like, we gotta wait and then film it, and then when is it gonna be done?
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know, and that's the case with this. But it is in some ways the bane of my existence because I want to get it out so bad to all the backers and for everybody to enjoy and be inspired by the journey.
For those that don't know what Faking Filmation is, you got 20 seconds. I'll give you 20 seconds to describe it.
Sure. Faking Filmation is the journey of one man who made the ultimate love letter to his favorite cartoon series, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The ultimate fan look back. He created his own fan fiction cartoon. And then as he was about to release it to the world, big corporate stepped in and said, if you do that, we'll sue you despite your 5 years of work on this. So his decision is, do I release it? Do I let the fan community see how much we love this? The creators love it themselves, or do I just put it on the shelf and let big corporate get what they want?
And time. Very good. Nice. You got it all finished up in 20 seconds. No, I'm really excited to see, as you are, rolled out, because it's
me too. I can't wait to see it. I'll be there with you with the popcorn, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, will there be a premiere?
Well, you know, I don't know. That would be nice. You know, I was hoping maybe PowerCon could do something, but it doesn't look like 2024 is going to be a PowerCon year.
What if we make our own not PowerCon, because I don't want to get sued, but we make our own thing?
You know, Val Staples is pretty litigious.
Yeah.
He might come
I gotta look up litigious. Give me a moment here.
It means prone to taking legal action.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. I mean, I'm up for anything. You know, maybe we talk with the guys at Legions Con. You haven't been to Legions Con yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Well, then that would be a good pilgrimage for you to make.
I definitely should. Should. My wife was out of town. I couldn't go. I was with the kids that weekend, but that's all right. There'll be other toy shows.
You know what, Justice? One day there won't be.
That's true. This
one
might
day,
be the last time we ever talk.
One time, you know, we're just going to think we have all this time ahead.
Yeah.
And then we'll realize that we don't have that time.
Someday,
what are you going to do when that realization hits you? How are you going to make the most of those last toy shows?
Well, I'm making the most of now with you. I'm present. And we don't know. Yeah, we never know what tomorrow.
If you've only got 6.5, 7 hours left for whatever reason, and it's after December 12th, I urge you to use that time to watch Planet Cool Stuff, all 13 episodes.
I thought you were going to say something profound.
No. It's a plug. It's a spiel.
Yes. So Planet Cool Stuff, watch it, and you'll be able to watch it once you back this Kickstarter, and you'll get your physical copy. And we kind of glazed over it. You'll also get the digital copy, so you can watch it on your phone, on your TV.
Yep.
And then you'll have the physical copy in hand as well, which I have your physical copies of Action Figure. Oh, right here. Action Figure Adventure. And
I thought you were just going to hold up like a green square and like comp it in after. Look, I got it right here.
It's right here. Yes.
Look, I got your cassette tape right here.
I love it. I love it. What's in the background? You got Darkwing Duck back there. I see. Nice. And I don't recognize that Genesis that looks like the Silver Surfer's on it.
Well, that's the Silver Surfer's head on that Genesis.
Was that a game they're promoting? I don't know. Like, oh, it's that. Jeez. I'm going, what the heck? That's a box art I've never seen. That's cool.
Hey, I don't know if you saw this on my last live stream. See this?
Whoa.
So we're taking this everywhere that we filmed Nintendo 64 Quest and getting everybody to sign.
Nice.
And this will be my relic, but I have the regular console right here.
Yep. That
we're going to put up for auction and raffle it off when all the games that Jay's able to acquire go off as a raffle instead of just a straight up auction bid. You buy raffle tickets and luck of the draw. That signed N64 by everybody is going to be one of the raffle items too.
No way. That'll be
how cool is that story, right? So everybody that we come across signs it, and you could take home like the ultimate story. This one stays in my collection, but
well, why don't you come over and film here? I got this very rare copy, one of a kind, Hybrid Heaven. This is very rare, and Jay can come and maybe throw down some big money and buy it.
You just want your signature on this, don't you?
I do.
We're trying to sell more tickets, not less tickets.
People can always magic eraser it off, and then it'll retain its value.
You know what? I'll sign this for you, and we'll just pretend that you filmed.
Okay.
Us.
Okay. Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Fair enough.
Hey, thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. All right, Planet Cool Stuff. Get on that Kickstarter. Love you all. Be kind to one another. And thanks for joining us, Rob.
Cheers.
Bye.